So we are on page 128. Bechol, 128. We started it only a few weeks ago. Baruch Hashem, we're moving very fast. Says Ravad Yosef. No. We're learning a lot of concepts here, Bechol. 128 says Ravadia. In number 3, what is the Chazon Ish's opinion on connecting an electrical milking machine on Shabbat and why? Unlike the Chazon Ish, who, according to his opinion, decrees and prohibits based on what's written in the Gemara in Masechet Shabbat 8b. A scenario is presented where each action individually is permitted, yet the sages still enacted a decree out of a concern that one might mistakenly combine those two actions. Similarly, in this case, there is a risk that a person might become confused and unintentionally forget to discard the first drops of milk, rather keep it and the next drop of milk. Keep it and keep the next drop of milk. Both keep. And keep the next. How do I phrase it right? The Chazon Ish says, listen, remember the leniency we spoke about the lady? Yosef, Bezrat Hashem, your girl, your daughter is going to give birth to a boy. Amen, guys. That's it. You're going to be Sandar. The one that needs that boy. All of them needs a boy, so all of them will have a boy. Amen. So now listen to this, Yosef. She gave birth, Baruch Hashem. She needs to milk. Sure, budget. It says 11 samamanim. It says 11 samamanim ayuba. Dektoret. So the girl, the daughter, will have to breast milk, right? Shabbat. She puts the machine. We learned in the morning. She turns on the machine abnormal. We said to do that, it's considered to be as a Yisur de Rabbanan. And the machine, the first drop of milk that is going to come out is going to go into waste. The next one, it's already continuing. I'm not turning it on again, right? It happens by itself. Continuously. So since it happens by itself, I'm already not liable. It's nothing to do with my life. Right? It's continuous. It's called koach kocho. It's continuation of the first action. Do I need to stop that first action from happening? The second action from happening? No? Good. So the first drop, I will waste it, discard it this day, and the second drop you'll keep. Good? Comes the Chazon Ish, says, I'm sorry, you cannot do that. Chazon Ish. But it says, Borer? No. It says the problem is that the first drop you will be smart enough, but maybe tomorrow you or others can make a mistake and keep the first drop also. Okay, there is a support to his view in Masechet Shabbat, Daf 8b, Chet Amud Bet. Chet Amud Bet. Comes Ravad Yosef in number 4 in our pamphlet and says, however, Chazon Ovadia disagrees. He says, asserting that new decrees should not be imposed. You have to remember, after Talmud was sealed, last time I told you 1600 years ago, Talmud was sealed. But it's not so far ago. Wait. Your Bovo was 100 years old. Go 16 Bovos up. So, Talmud era.
16?
Your Bovo is 100 years old. 16 Bovos up, you're in the Talmud area.
Papi 100 лет
Yeah. Да. Go 16 papas up, is Talmud. 19 papas up, is Bet HaMikdash time. That's not, 1600 years ago. It's not that far. Your Papa 16 times is a Talmud time.
No.
So the Talmud was sealed 1600 years ago. Says Ravad Yosef, after the Talmud was sealed, Tamom, Eliyahu, no more new decrees could be imposed. Therefore, Chazon Ish comes and says, listen, logically it makes sense to restrict that. Don't give the ladies right now leniency, or to the cow industry, the leniency that the first drop it, waste it, and then the next drop, okay, you can keep. Don't do that. Why? People are going to get mistaken. All the women, Amir John. Maybe if I will say that I think about you today, you believe me or no? Bot Sefer Torah. You believe me or no? Or are you saying I'm just saying it? I said, where is Meir? I have to call Meir. Let him give him a chance tonight. And we'll see. If not, I know where he lives. I just know where he lives. I don't know what I'm going to do about it. Meir, I'm sorry. I just came to say hi. You know, before Bet HaMikdash, it says when a person, Kohen, walked in, he's not allowed to walk out on the same door. You know that or no? He had to walk like this. But he was not allowed to go through the Bet HaMikdash, to cut, a shortcut to do. That's why he said Bet HaMikdash and the Bet Knesset, same thing. Sometimes a person is outside over there and needs to go to his car. The car is in the back parking over here. Can he cross to the synagogue or no? Not allowed to. He has to make a mitzvah in the Bet Knesset, say pasuk, do something, or sit. Says the Rabbi Yosef, what if a person doesn't know pasuk? Am haaretz, doesn't Shema Yisrael не знает наизусть. Чего ему делать? It says at least sit in Bet Knesset. You don't need to sit and say pasuk. Either or, he says fine. Either sit or either say pasuk. Любой pasuk. He says what? Why? Because sitting in Bet Knesset is also a mitzvah. What's the mitzvah in sitting in Bet Knesset? Ashrei yoshevei betecha od ya'alelu chasela. Just sitting in Bet Knesset, you get a mitzvah.
How about if you have to go downstairs? Can you just walk?
Through here?
Yeah.
It depends why you're going.
Sure, I'm saying.
Yeah, for sure you're allowed to. Because it's for a mitzvah. Then you don't need to say pasuk, you don't need to sit in the synagogue, nothing. You can just cross through. Because it's done for the sake of the mitzvah. Some machmirim. Some say, no, you need both. Sit down and say pasuk. But that's not halakha. If you want to be saying a pasuk, good. If you're not going for mitzvah, like you're going for the back door to the parking lot, then say pasuk or sit down. If you're going to a shiur, sometimes there's a lady party over here. Afrashat chala. We are having the class downstairs, right? So we are people that cross from here. It's no problem because they're going to shiur. Especially if you're crossing because he doesn't want to sit over here. There's ladies here. He wants to Papa stay so there's
What does Shabbat 8b say? That
So over there, Gemara says that if one person is going to put it on a makom ptu, carrying on Shabbat, and the second guy is going to pick it up from makom ptu, it's allowed from Torah, right? You do it from here, and you're going to pick it up. It's allowed because he placed it in makom patur, and the second guy picked it up from makom patur. Good. Comes the Gemara and says, even though it was supposed to be allowed, we don't allow it. Gemara says. Why? Because we're afraid that the person is going to say, I'm allowed to carry from my home to my babula's home. But listen, last time you carried that, the guy that did it last time, he stopped in the makom too, and the other guy picked it up from the makom too. That link, Chachamim were afraid people is going to miss out on. So each action individually is no problem, but doing the two actions together from the house to the second house without that makom too will be a problem. So says Chazon Ish, you see, same logic. First drop of milk is going to go wasted, of the cow or of the lady, right? What are you going to say? And the second drop is already a continuation of the first action, right? So, but if from the first action till the second action is going to go without being wasted, you made the avera. You wasting. You are making squeezing on Shabbat. Squeezing on Shabbat, it's not allowed to. So therefore you have to make a gzera. That's how Chazon Ish looks at it. Comes Rabbi Ovadia Yosef, says Bechor, 1600 years ago, your Bovo 16 times up. Bovo is 100, 60 times up, it's going to be 1600 years ago. Your father was how old? 89 and 90? Your father? 89? 87 passed away. Imagine another 13 years would be 100. His Bovo, his father, another 100 father. 16 Bovo is up. Sure. At the Bula Talmud. Not that far. So now, once Talmud was sealed, no more new decrees. No more new decrees. Новый закон никто не может выпускать. Понятно? Very good. Therefore, says Rav Ovadia Yosef, you're not allowed to make new gezerot. איזה חתיך, בלי עין הרע.
А вот это вторую жену не брать, это когда было?
Вторую жену было после этого. Было Рабену Гершом.
А как это тогда получается?
That's why it's not halakha.
New decrease.
That's why it's not halakha. This is considered to be, there is such a concept called cherem. What is it? Like a neder. We all accept it on ourselves with Ashkenazim. We didn't accept it. In Bukhara, there was 2 wives. In Baba Sali, he had 4 wives. But
At the same time.
at the same time.
Why is the same time?
Yeah. But the reasons he did the Baba Sal is not the reasons you thinking he's doing.
No.
Who's the reason?
He was trying to get, they say, the Ben Bechor. He wanted to have Pidyon Ben.
He wants to bring
It
Mashiach.
wasn't with the first one. He got the second. Or again, he didn't. It wasn't third, fourth. That's what they say. And then he didn't get it. They say.
He still didn't get it.
That's what they say. I don't know.
Panjum big extended.
Huh?
Panjum.
He could,
I don't know.
he
You
could
know,
have
those
a
stories are based on stories. So I don't know what's the truth behind it, but that's what they said that he had in mind to fulfill this mitzvah.
Сегодня с одной справиться надо.
Yeah, Amen. But today, Bechor, what they do? Haggai John, what they do today in order not to cause men, Sephardi men, to marry second wife, they make them swear under chuppah. Vegan nishba shua hamura. The rabbi suddenly gives you a hand like this and shakes your hand. He doesn't say shalom aleichem with you. He makes you swear on that handshake that you are obligating not to get married to the second wife, to a second wife.
But this gets nullified on your
Ну, спрашивали там.
No, money, shvuah, not neder. Shvuah hamura, it says. You make a neder so people will not get the second wife. Because by Sephardi law, we're not restricted.
Even if he doesn't understand.
So Rav Yosef says that was the Sephardi custom from the days of Maran. 500 years minhag we have already. Earlier than Maran already.
No, but I'm saying right now, not everybody does it.
They're supposed to do it. According to Rav Yosef, I'm saying.
You're making neder, no?
Shvuah, Meir John, shvuah.
Что вторую жену вы не
Am to
возьмете.
shine, камеру shvuah биру. Хая подвинься, да, видишь вас. Бейт, Ари, я около вас.
Никто не объяснил это.
А?
Да, читать.
Мне никто не объяснил.
Yeah, what if he didn't know?
You made a shvuah.
Меках того.
You didn't understand. How
Now, Bechor, another thing, says Rav Yosef.
I didn't understand.
Bechor, why are you not allowed to get a second wife? I'm not talking about Levi, I'm talking getting married to a second wife. Not allowed to? He says because there is a concept in Halachah called in Choshen Mishpat that whenever a person, let's say you're renting you a place, right? And he's telling you electricity is on the house. Okay? The guy finds out electricity on the house. He goes right now, puts car at chargers, car chargers. Tells everybody, whatever the other guy charges you, I charge you half. Come here.
Ой, майнинг.
Huh?
Бизнес.
Business открыл. The guy thought how much you're gonna spend? $200, $300, $500. Сколько будешь жить на твой электричество? Oh, he says it's included
А он опять
in the rent. He calls everybody, давай, electrical car charge here.
Tesla.
The balabai gets a bill, $10,000. Yeah. So you said electricity included. Is it allowed or no?
Normal.
He said electricity included. He didn't specify what's the limit.
To do business. Normal usage.
Oh, so the halakha says what's the normal is? The normal is that you're gonna use 200, 300, 500 at max. How much you're gonna use electricity? So when a person is dealing in business, it's always whatever minhaga medina is. What's the common thing practiced by people?
И чё, а как с женой это?
So it says whenever the lady got married to you, she is renting to you herself for 120 years. You don't own her. You're not a balabait of her.
For rent.
You for rent. You can use.
Всё очень expensive rent.
Yeah, expensive, but it's also you want that rent, right?
you get a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom.
Whatever amount of bedrooms you get, that's there. She is allowing you to be with her. That's what marriage does. Allowing you to be with her. So if she would, what's the norm? What everybody are getting married and stay married to one woman, right? They don't at the same time that they with the first one go and do things with get married to the second one. Okay? So if you are going with the second one, you have a problem also of Choshen Mishpat. Because the norm is that a man gets married to a lady and he stays married to one lady. So when is it could possibly be? He says, whenever you ask your wife, say, John, I'm listening to this and that situation. What do you say? Okay, no problem. But most ladies will not say that. It's like you ask the balabait, listen, balabait, you said electricity is on the house, right? I want to charge all my friends' cars over here in the house. They all have Teslas.
You have to let them know.
Balabait says, okay. Kori hamo. He said, okay. Chudash. What do I care? He said, okay. But what if he didn't say, okay, hey, you stealing money? You gave him a bill $10,000. You stole $9,500.
Nowadays, a lot of people, they live in apartment buildings and they mine Bitcoin. So
Then what they do?
They mine Bitcoin.
What's a mine?
They buy some computer
Computers.
chips
It's
and And per computer chip, that's how much they make money. But it charges
It's so much
the
electricity.
landlord so much
Yeah,
electricity.
I don't understand anything. Basically, they do something that uses electricity. So what?
Digital coins.
Thank you.
They mine.
Да, it takes a lot of energy.
No, и чё, потом чё?
So
So,
they make money per generator, but this generator it charges the landlord.
no, so what's your question?
So
Is
now,
this allowed or not?
is this allowed?
So it depends. Is it a normal thing or no?
It's not
No,
normal.
it's not normal. It's
No,
a
normal is
thing.
not
It's-
allowed.
For the past four years, people started doing this. But it's not a
No, in an apartment they won't do it. You have to have like a warehouse. They do it. It's not common.
Okay. So the answer is it's common or no?
It's not common.
That's it. A person says, listen, electricity, water bill, everything is on the house, right? You say, Rabbi, I usually shower once a day, sometimes twice a day. But not everybody shower twice a day. Can I shower second time per that day or no? Is it weird to shower twice a day? Not so weird. It's okay. Some people do it. But if a guy says, listen, I shower 5 times a day. The Balabai doesn't know about it. The Balabai thinks he showers once, twice a day. Tamam. So, skoko and shower. So tell them shower boots.
It depends how long.
Can he shower 5 times a day or no?
It depends. If
Not allowed to.
If everyone's
Europe once a
showering
week.
15 minutes on average,
Huh?
and he showers 1 minute,
In Europe once a week.
Yeah. In France, you mean? Not Europe. In France.
Вот у меня такой кейс был. Я пришел в дом, они мне сказали, there's a lady, she lives alone. Now she lives with her son. Now they use double the electricity. But in the
Yeah.
contract it says only one person.
That's what it says in the contract.
In the contract it says
You
only
read?
one person.
You said that? You
You're
read?
paying the electricity for one person.
That's what it says there?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a claim. You have a
She
claim?
didn't want to pay, but I don't know. I feel bad, because she's divorced and not such a.
She has no money? Okay, so do tzedakah. Mitzvah.
I can do like that.
Yeah,
Tzedakah?
tzedakah.
It's okay.
Why not? She's religious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, yeah,
Shomer Shabbat.
yeah.
Sure. Mitzvah, tzedakah, why not? Okay. Number 4.
It's a big tzedakah to you.
She's, a big amount, you mean?
Yeah, it comes a lot. It's a whole house.
How much another person is going to use? What, it became
$100 extra.
$100?
Yeah.
Bekitzu. So we are number 4 now. So this why it's important to
Electricity bill went
know.
up, that's why. It's not
Electricity went crazy up.
It's not
How's it-
Somebody told me, Mamash, it went
It's
either
not
3 or
them,
4
it's
times.
electricity.
Is it true?
If she's using AC, the both of them are
Yeah,
there.
they have the unit all year around. They use it.
No, but if one person would be there, also would use it.
No, but most of the time she was not home.
Ah.
It was off. Lights were off. Everything off.
So,
get him a job.
get him a job.
Get out of the job. Out of the house.
Okay? Practically, says Avadia, since such. Tamu Kardet. Hordan. Давай, Hondan. Hordan Monet, Hondan Kunet. Practically, since such a machine did not exist in earlier times. Moreover, read. Moreover, to those who maintain the dash, threshing does not apply to animals by Torah law. Imposing such a restriction would amount to creating a decree upon the existing decree, which the sages are not allowed to impose. Bechor, to milk on Shabbat, cow, women, et the Doraita or the Rabbanan?
Right.
Machloket Bechor. Some say Deoraita, like you did like this. Another one says, like this. The rabbis said it's not allowed to, right? Why? Why they say the rabbis? You remember? Because we said the laws of Dash applies only to things grow from the ground. People, animals grow from the ground? Gidule karka?
They get sustenance.
What's the answer, Bechor?
In the end is their growth.
Machloket. So what's the machloket depends on? One way we say who you get sustenance from, right? The vegetables, plants, they grow from the ground. Why? They get sustenance from the ground. What do you get? Oh, same thing. You right now ate toki. Where does the toki come from? Wheat. Wheat comes from the ground, right? You eat meat. Meat is a cow. Cow eats from the ground. It comes from the ground. So we always back to the ground. So therefore, it's gidule karka. Others say no, Habibi. Gidule karka means planted inside, rooted in the ground. That's gidule karka means. That's the other way to look at it. Got it? So because of this debate, Gidule Karka, not Gidule Karka, says Rav Ovadia Yosef, if you're going to make a Chazonish, Gezerah, Ashkenazi Chazonish said, you're not allowed to tell the milk industry to take that first drop to waste and the second drop to keep. Not allowed to. Shimo says, listen, people are going to get confused. Today they're going to drop one milk to the garbage and the second one keep. Tomorrow they keep everything. Usually don't remember every single detail. Even to say Kaddish, right? To say people Kaddish. How many times I told people? You have 5 times to place in Kaddish, you have to bow down. How many people bow down? Kaddish! What complicated about Kaddish?
6 times.
5 times you're supposed to bow down in Kaddish. התגדל וקדש, שמי רבה. ועל מה דיברה קירותה, והמליך מלכותה, ועצמך פוקנך ויקרב משחה. חי יכון, וביום יכון, חי לכל בית ישראל. ישו, חי יכון ומיכון is not written anywhere. This everybody does. Not written anywhere. בחי יכון וביום יכון, חי לכל בית ישראל. Not written anywhere.
Well, where does it come from?
Huh?
Where did it come
One person does it, everybody follow. You don't know, monkey see, monkey does.
Kabbalat Shabbat too.
Huh? Same thing. Kabbalat Shabbat is supposed to be towards Mizrach. It's written towards the Ma'arav, sorry, the opposite of the of Avan HaKodesh. Arizal said the whole thing over there to do. A lot of things, simple things. Amish Chapa, right? So says Chazonish, if you're going to tell people, Rabotai, you, the first drop of milk, you have to dump. Second drop of milk, you're allowed to keep. Today, people listen. Tomorrow, people are going to make balagan again. Again, they're going to keep everything. So it comes down that you made squeezing and you kept the milk. That's melachat tzricha legufa. It's the oraita. Therefore, we got to make a decree. We got to make a restriction. You're not allowed to milk, even if you're going to throw that first drop into the garbage. Nilza. Hachkunam. Everything garbage. That's what Chazonish says. Everything has to go to the garbage. Or tell the goy to milk the cow when it has pain. But if you want to milk the cow, you cannot drop the first milk drop into the waste, the first milk drop into the waste, and keep the second. Not allowed to. Chazonish Ashkenazi говорит. Says Rav Ovadia Yosef, I'm sorry, you're wrong. Why? You're making new rules. This restriction written in Gemara, our blueprint of Judaism is Gemara. Где на blueprint написано, что это должно так быть? Где написано? Not written. You saying logically makes sense. Well, you're right. But you have no power to impose such a thing. Imagine tomorrow you're thinking about a certain American law. Right? You say it makes sense to do this, not to do that. Do you have the power to enforce this law? Huh? No. But it makes perfect sense. Nachon? Who has the power? Those people in charge. Even though it makes perfect sense, it's logically correct, nachon. But you don't have such a power.
It's not Brazilian.
Unless you're going to make you Donald Trump tomorrow, who knows?
It's not.
But you're going to have to deal with Putin tomorrow. Bomba Putin.
Does he have the power to impose it on a community? On a community, he can impose it or no?
No. Only it says Hora'at Sha'ah. For a certain amount of time, I see that this community lacking a certain issue, so I want to be strict a certain law, in a certain way. The rabbi of the community can impose it on this community for a certain amount of time, not forever. He just sees there is a certain issue. I don't want to be loose about it because I see it can grow even further. Like there was one person wanted to make a rule. One time all the rabbis got together in Queens. It was a very good rule. But listen to what he wanted to say, Bechor. Yosef, you hear? He said, any person that sends his kids or sends his grandkids to public school, we don't allow it to come to Bet Knesset to get Aliyah and say Kaddish.
Who's that?
You hear this?
Ого.
It was a good rule, no?
Где это было?
I don't think so.
All the rabbis,
Oh,
we had a
it's
convention
a
here in Queens. Maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago in Poland,
I
was
don't
a
think it's a good rule.
So one of the rabbis said, listen, we have to stop this public school. Bechor, a lot of kids, a lot. 2,000, my own ISO. Не знаю, что это Шема, Israel, Adonai, Elohim, Adonai Echad. You believe this or no? 2,000 kids, only one public school, at the Forest High School. You guys thinking, you have your circle here, everybody, okay, they're not 100% fanatics, knives, Toru, but they keep Shabbat, they wear tefillin, they know something. They don't know nothing, absolutamente nada.
I work in a public school.
А что туда нельзя идти и учить их?
They don't allow it. It's illegal to impose religion in schools. Church and state are separate in America. You're not allowed to impose religion in there, right? Now, they over there, the goyot, привлекают их, they go to do the things. The teachers say, if you need to do things, у тебя есть бесплатный кондом, вон там возьми, зайди. Что ему делать? Бечорат избой. Right? So that's what the rabbis came to conclusion. The fathers will not be allowed to come Kaneso, get Aliyah, Sefer Torah, not allowed to get any more Kaddish. You have a Yeshua to your father, you cannot come to synagogue.
They're never gonna come there.
You're not gonna do it.
So that was
They're never gonna come there.
the anti-side, the other side.
Yeah.
Whatever you guys saying. Say, no, it's impossible. You gotta go step by step.
If
You
you
cannot
had a
make
chance-
those rules.
If you had a chance that he's gonna come one day, never gonna come down there. Because of this. He's gonna have a
The only
hate.
reason they do
He's gonna hate to
because their
religion.
father said Kaddish, and they're following the same.
Yeah. At the end, you see, this rule didn't happen. We don't have those signs anywhere in the shuls. But even though the idea I want to say, even though logically it makes sense, but you don't have the power to impose such a thing. You understand? That's the idea Rav Yosef wants to say.
Одно колесо надо начать, а потом посылку.
Но это колесо закроется, а потом второй уже этого не повторит. Это так будет. Так будет, Бехол.
Наоборот, религиозные люди туда будут ходить. Скажешь, там глад кошер.
Но это легко сказать, где люди.
Bechor, we're talking from experience. Do not imposing such a restriction would amount to create. So says Rav Yosef, another problem with your ruling, Chazon Ish. You know, we have a rule. You're not allowed to make gezerah on the Rabbanan laws, on the Rabbanan restrictions. Why? It's called a gezerah to gezerah. Milking a cow is doraita. Milking a woman's breast is doraita. You sure about that? Everybody agrees doraita. Everybody hold that to squeeze breast milk of a lady, milk of the cow, it's doraita? No, because some say when does the gidule squeezing applies, dash applies only to gidule karka, something that grows on the ground. Now this doesn't grow on the ground.
But in reality, we are part of the ground.
Oh.
Because everything we eat.
Metal
comes
is
from the
also
ground.
part of the ground. Can I make schach with this?
No.
Why? Because it's formed in the ground. It's not growing from the ground. You need gidule karka. You don't need karka. You need gidule karka.
Карка это дерево.
Karka это земля. Gidule gadol, growing. Growing from the karka. So Meir, you were formed in the ground. There was a lot of ground needed to put place together.
Plants that are grown from water.
At the end of the day, you're not growing from the ground. You're just formed in the ground. Yosef, you understood or no? Or you already in Shema Israel? Enough. In the first pasuk. Okay, so Ari, you here? So listen, Yosef John. If so, no.
He says water also nourishes the plants.
So what? What do you want to say with that?
Yeah, like what you call mushrooms. They're not from the ground.
Listen to the point we need. Says Ravadia, milking the cow, it doesn't grow from the ground. According to some opinions, the Rabbanan. So according to those opinions, you're not allowed to put your fence because you put a fence to a fence. And fence to a fence, it's illegal. Therefore, conclusion, bottom line. Yosef John, says Ravadia Yosef, that you're allowed to milk the cow on Shabbat with that machine. Put the machine, let the machine throw one drop out, the first sack out, the second sucking in on, you can keep the milk. You don't need to dump it. Same thing applies to ladies. First drop, after she put the machine, sucked out, garbage. Second drop it on, kosher. You can keep the milk and give it to the child. That's the chiddush here. It's against Shulchan Aruch. Shulchan Aruch says you have to dump everything. Says Shulchan Aruch used hands. He used to squeeze with hands. So every action of the hand, it's another squeeze. That's why you had to dump it. But today he says we use machines. So the machine, my action is only the first thing. The first time that I plugged it and I turn it on. The first squeeze, I dropped it off. I dumped it.
No, it's
The second one and on, it's already sucking by itself.
The machine is electronic,
Electronic.
but so it turns on before Shabbat.
No, you turn it on by Shabbat b'shinui. Because turning on the machine on Shabbat is the Rabbanan. It doesn't get hot. You're turning it on abnormally. Это будет второй Rabbanan, second Rabbanan. For sake of to avoid the lady from a pain or from loss or whatever it is that she wants to do. Makom said, Shvut, the Shvut Makom said, Muta. Got it? The whole clear? Very good. Now we're going to Parasha.